Hi everyone and welcome. In this video, we'll discuss 5 common interview questions. For each one, I'll explain what employers are really looking for in an answer and break down how to create strong responses. You'll also get examples along the way. And at the end of the video, we'll cover a tricky question that is very common in the interview room. It's a tough one, so stick around and we'll learn how to confidently answer it. Let's get started with the first question. Number 1. Why do you want to work here? Interviewers often ask this question to determine whether you're a fit for the role and the company. Your answer will demonstrate whether or not you did your homework. So, if you can speak well about why you're a good match for the team, it shows that you took the time to research the company and review the job description. The best way to prepare for this question is to learn about the products, services, mission, and culture of this workplace. Try to mention the aspects of the company that appeal to you and how this role aligns with your career goals. Here's a sample answer. Let's break down the answer piece by piece. We began by stating that as we've thought about our next opportunity, strong company values are important to us. Starting with a statement like this indicates to the interviewer that we've developed criteria for the type of company we want to work for, and we've carefully selected this company. Next, we made a personal connection to their company mission to round out the answer. We explained how their company's values align with our own, and as a bonus, let them know that they're our top choice. Next question. Number 2, what are your greatest strengths? While this question might seem straightforward, it can be surprisingly difficult for many people to talk about their strengths in an interview. It can be challenging to balance humility with the need to project confidence. When an interviewer asks this question, they are looking to hear about both your skills and the personal attributes that make you best suited to succeed in the role. As you prepare, use the job description as a guide to select your strengths relevant to the role. Consider using this formula to craft an answer. Strength plus context and story. Here's a sample answer if the role you're interviewing for requires strong leadership skills. I've always been a natural leader. With more than 10 years of experience in finance and sales, I've exceeded my KPIs every quarter and have been promoted twice in the past 5 years. I look back at those successes and know that I wouldn't have reached them if I hadn't built and led teams composed of highly skilled and diverse individuals. I'm proud of my ability to get cross-functional groups on the same page. I've regularly honed my management skills through 360 reviews and candid sessions with my team, and I know continuing to build my leadership skills is something I want from my next role. Using this formula, we first highlighted the strengths that relates to the role, natural leadership. We then provide more context and a story about how this strength has led us to be successful in our previous roles. We then concluded by expressing our desire to continue building upon this strength in our next role. Preparing for this question is a valuable use of your time before the interview. Even if you aren't asked specifically about your strengths, considering your response to this common question will prepare you to speak about your skills and desire to grow. This leads us to the common counterpart to this question. Number 3, what are your greatest weaknesses? It can feel awkward to discuss your weaknesses in an environment where you're expected to focus on your accomplishments. However, sharing your weaknesses demonstrates self-awareness and the desire to improve at your job, traits that are extremely attractive to many employers. Here's another formula to help you create a strong answer. Weakness plus context and improvement measures. Here's an example. Early in my career, I had a lot of energy and curiosity, and as a result, I often agreed to take on new projects without considering my bandwidth. At one point, I had taken on so many extra responsibilities that I found myself working most evenings and weekends. It was stressful, and eventually that stress affected the quality of my work. I realized that this was counterproductive. So I started using workload management tools to set better expectations for myself and my teammates. In our answer, we stated, with identifying the weakness, saying yes to taking on additional work without setting expectations. Then, we described how this impacted the quality of our work. We ended with demonstrating the awareness that saying yes to everything led us to be counterproductive. So, We implemented tools and improved communication by setting realistic expectations with ourselves and our team. As a best practice, always end your answer by discussing the measures you've taken to improve so that you're finishing your answer on a positive note. If you want to know more about how to answer this question, check out Indeed's career guide by clicking on the link in the description. Before I move to the next question, let me know if this video is helpful by liking and subscribing for more advice. Moving on. Number 4, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Understanding how you imagine your career evolving can help employers understand whether the trajectory of the role and the company fits in with your personal development goals. This question is also used to gauge expectations for your career and your ability to plan ahead. It can take many forms, like, what are your future goals? Or, where do you see yourself in 10 years? The best way to handle this question is to determine your current career trajectory and how this role plays into helping you reach your ultimate goals. To enhance your answer, provide general ideas about the skills you want to develop and things you want to accomplish. Let's look at this example for a UX designer. In 5 years, I'd like to be an industry expert in my field with the ability to train and mentor both students and entry-level designers. I would also like to gain specialized experience in user experience to be a well-rounded contributor working with design and marketing teams on large-scale projects that make a difference both in the company and the global community. As I was researching this company, it looks like this role offers the opportunity to gain these skills with the potential for long-term growth. In our answer, we started by identifying our goal of becoming an industry expert and mentioned specific skills we would like to gain, like training and mentoring students and entry-level designers. We've also strengthened our answer by signaling that we see a future for ourselves here, indicating that we're looking to stay with the company long-term. This next question might seem intimidating at first, but interviewers generally bring this up to offer you yet another opportunity to explain why you are the best candidate. Number 5, why should we hire you? Your answer to this question should address the unique skills and experience you offer and why you're a good culture fit. Consider the following steps to craft a response. Number 1, study the job posting to find commonalities between what the employer is looking for and the skills, experience, and qualities you have to offer. Number 2, research the company to learn the company's mission and goals. Use this information to explain how you share values and can help them accomplish their goals. Number 3, tie your background to the job posting by explaining how your experience, skills, and attributes make you the best fit for their company and position. Number 4, quantify your accomplishments with numerical results whenever possible. Number 5, go above and beyond by calling out any relevant qualities or experiences that set you apart from other candidates. Here's an example of how an account manager could answer this question. You should hire me for this position because of my proven ability to maintain strong interpersonal relationships with several clients and internal stakeholders. I'm passionate about the tech industry and about solutions that can help job seekers in my community find jobs. This keeps me motivated and excited about doing my best work. I understand you need a candidate who can be consistently available to address clients' needs. I have a proven track record of ensuring customers' requirements are met, as well as growing the accounts that I have worked on. In addition, I can bring leadership experience to your team, having trained over 20 new hires to become familiar with day-to-day operations and to feel comfortable in their new roles. And now, for the bonus interview question I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Number 7. Can you recall a time you experienced conflict with a coworker? Being a great job candidate involves more than possessing qualifications and experience. Work often involves interacting with many stakeholders of differing opinions, so hiring managers want to know how you may approach conflict in the workplace. Your response should provide insight into your personality and indicate how likely you are to function well within a team. Past behavior often shows how you could react in a similar situation, so be sure to provide an example you are proud of or to explain the lessons you took away from the experience. It is important to emphasize the resolution that took place as opposed to dwelling on the conflict itself. Use the STAR method to tell a concise story of how you handled conflict in the past. STAR stands for situation. Briefly explain the issue you were dealing with in a positive, constructive way. Task. Describe your role in the situation. Action. Discuss what you did to resolve or address the situation. Result. Emphasize what you learned and how your actions had a positive outcome. Here's an example. I was working as a project manager on an IT project, and one technician was often late finishing tasks. When I approached him about it, he initially reacted defensively. I kept calm, acknowledged that the deadlines were challenging, and asked how I could assist him in improving his performance. He calmed down and told me that he was involved in another project where he had to do tasks that were not in his job description. So I set a meeting with the other project manager, and we were able to come to a resolution that made the technician's workload much more manageable. For the remainder of the project, the technician delivered great work. So there you have it. As a recap, here are some best practices to keep in mind when crafting answers to these common interview questions. Show off the company research you've conducted and align the company values with your personal values when answering, why do you want to work here? Use the formula strength plus context and story to highlight strengths relevant to the role. When referring to weakness, end your answer with improvement measures you have taken to finish on a positive note. Use why we should hire you as an opportunity to explain why you're the best candidate. And finally, when discussing conflict in the workplace, emphasize the resolution, not the conflict. So, there you have it. I hope these tips and formulas will help you as you prepare for your next interview. I think you'll find that developing the skills of creating compelling talking points will be applicable as you practice additional questions. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.